Hello everyone, welcome to Xylostar, a new weekly market update with Mr. Amidian, Samar and Norhan.
Well, basically, I've known her for a year and she still spells my name wrong. Anyways, about financial markets, yes, post tariff war submission, I would say, or end or cease, or never, as it never happened, financial markets found retracements technically, as we've highlighted in the past week, almost perfectly. And yes, you'll see now our expectations for the upcoming one.
We got the earning of the Nvidia. From the other hand, we got the first revision of the GDP, and eventually we got the core PCE.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another weekly market update from Xylostar Institute. My name is Sam Breslan. I'm a senior technical analyst at the Institute, and here we are kicking it off as usually with US 100. So we can see that NASDAQ has been or has moved in a pretty nice uptrend here, following the trend line perfectly. However, right now we had a break below this trend line followed by an engulfing candle. So from here we can see that market filled this fair value gap perfectly before retracement to the upside. So we have one of two opinions about it. Markets, as it's in the middle between the resistance and support of this narrow range, it might fall again to retest this support before another attempt to break the resistance. Or it might actually continue its up movement from here after grabbing that liquidity of the support and filling this fair value gap. So yes, it's true that the trend line is broken, but it doesn't necessarily reflect a bearish outlook, or even if on a very short term to NASDAQ on this time frame, which is the 4-hour time frame, equal the daily, almost the same thing. However, since the 22,000 is one of the highest ever in history, so we might see markets actually fall a little bit, especially after this evening star forming from resistance filling this fair value gap. So yes, right now it's better not to do anything. Just wait markets to either go to resistance or support and see how it is behaving, because you never want to enter in the middle of consolidation. However, if it goes down to here, it's giving us more a strong, let's say, bias throughout all this idiom to go for a long position within NASDAQ, right? There is another possibility. It would break this support actually and go down to 20,300s. But the whole outlook is pretty bullish right now on all US stocks due to what happened with tariff recently. And if you guys are not familiar, the court in US has rejected the tariffs that the Congress has implemented by the decisions Donald Trump made. So this is what's happening right now. And since this is a historical, let's say, resistance, we need some pretty solid confidence from investors in the US economy in order to break it out and provide that pressure of liquid long positions towards it. And if that's to happen, we need more confidence from investors, as I mentioned, especially because yes, people started buying NASDAQ after the tariffs were removed, but also Donald Trump presented himself as in a position that not all his decisions are healthy for the US economy. All right, so that's about US 100. Going to Nifty50. So Nifty50 retraced to the resistance, to the support as we've looked, still within the trend line that is you guys can see, and forming for us this symmetrical triangle. Yet, arguably, it a little bit looks like a diamond top, but no, I'll consider it as a symmetrical triangle. Now, from here, we see that it is consolidating between this support and resistance. So we can expect a further consolidation before an attempt to break above this resistance. It's already a tough resistance to be broken, as we have witnessed. So right now, it's consolidating. Also, you would want to enter from this, even though it's on this very minor support. I won't really count it as a good time to buy or sell. Especially also we had this bearish pattern, right? And then market continued to the upside, forming this symmetrical. So this can actually give an indication that markets may fall to this support, fill in this fair value gap of 23,600s, right? Could go to here, yeah, 600s. So yeah, I wouldn't be looking to do anything. Just wait for another confirmation, either on the demand or supply, or basically support and resistance before we go into action. Bitcoin, if you guys are following up, so it did exactly as I told you last week. It fell to the levels of 103,000. as anticipated after the all-time high attempt. Now from here we might actually see a liquidation filling this fair value gap at a level of 100,000 before a continuation to the upside. Or what we might witness also is a consolidation in this area, because yes, right now we don't have as many fundamental factors to push it up or down. So technically it did as I anticipated last week. Hope you guys made some good trades with that. And right now we're not having pretty much indications for much, but this is an area of interest that I might be seeing, that I might be glad to see happy at. Okay, I might be glad to see Bitcoin, not to see happy, coming to this fair value gap and giving me a confirmation for another long entry from the level of 100,000. So this will be it about Bitcoin for the upcoming week.
Hello guys, welcome to EURUSD Trading View. Let's check the analysis that are putting in a gold market and in Euro USD market. As we can see in the Euro USD in 4-hour time frame, we have an up channel and we have support and resistance. Now the market is touching our resistance and it may go to our support area, which is consolidating in a narrow zone right now. So our outlook is set to go to the downside. If we go to the gold market, what we can say about the gold market, the gold is trading within a primary and secondary trend line, which is the primary one and the secondary one, and also we have support and resistance, and the market is trying to consolidate, settle here. And what we are expecting a retracement to our primary trend line and going to our support from here, going back to our resistance. This is our outlook regarding the gold market, Euro USD market.
Greeting everyone, hope you are doing great. I'm Iramidian here, Senior Fundamental Analyst at Xylos Head Office. So today we are going to talk about the financial market and reviewing the most crucial aspect of it, which is fundamental. So last week, the Fed's favorite inflation gauge, PCE, on Friday released lower than expected, rose by 0.2% in April, while disposable personal income climbed by 0.8%. Personal saving hit $1.12 trillion, lifting the saving rate to 4.9%. It showed consumers are still in good shape from the financial aspect. The first revision of second quarter GDP of 2025 came in slightly stronger than initial estimates, showing a modest upward adjustment. Meanwhile, real final sales to private domestic purchases in first quarter rose by 2.5%, revised down from earlier estimates. The gross domestic purchases price index increased by 3.3%, and the core PCE was slightly revised down to 3.4%. From the east, Japan had another better than expected inflation and consumption indicators, which forced the chairman of Bank of Japan to mention economy is doing perfect and got some steps closer to our targets for rate increase. From the corporate side, in US, Nvidia released latest earnings of it. Nvidia smashed earnings with $44.1 billion revenue, soaring 5% after hours despite China export limits. The AI boom kept NASDAQ and S&P 500 climbing for that day as Nvidia reaffirmed its dominance in tech. From the geopolitical side, tensions between Trump and Justice Department are intensifying amid multiple investigations, and Justice Department officially announced Donald Trump doesn't have right to put tariffs on other countries, and it's above his abilities. Let's have a look for the upcoming week. For the upcoming week, I want to kick it with the economic indicators again. So next week, the main focus will be on the employment sector in the United States, as we are going to get the NFP on Friday, as we are going to get ADP and job opening numbers from the United States. From the other hand, we will have also the Fed Chair Powell speech on 2nd of June, which is Monday. And by the way, we are going to get some crucial economic indicators such as GDP quarterly for Australian dollar and ISM services and ISM manufacturing PMI for the US and Canadian dollar. And eventually, we can mention that ECB press conference will be also at the center of attention. Stay tuned with us. See you next week.
Thanks guys for watching us. Do not forget to subscribe, put comment and likes.